Why, hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome into another edition of Cory Comments On. I am your host, Cory McKnight, as always, and you can join me, as always, every Friday at 2 and 5 p.m. right here on All Western New York Radio for the show. Unless I take a week off, like last week. Sorry about that, but I had, super legitimate reasons for it, so, yeah. I was out there slinging resumes at anybody that would even take a look at it, which was not that many people. Pretty short resume. Anyways, Friday, August 10th, 2018. What is this show supposed to be about again? Oh yeah, it's Friday, August 10th, 2018. It is National Lazy Day. Be lazy day. Does that even need any more explanation than that? But the point I wanted to make about Lazy Day is that it falls on the same day as National S'mores Day as well. So if you're going to be lazy today, which I don't know if a lot of people can, it's like a weekday, probably still had to work, probably even still at work while you're listening, or maybe even later. But you can have some s'mores while you're being lazy. I think that's two that really go hand in hand there. So they planned this out well with the lazy day and the s'mores day. But the thing with the s'mores, real quick, because I got to come up with some kind of thing to bitch about. I don't really have much to bitch about today. The s'mores never come out properly. They always seemed like such a good idea at the time. You'd sit around the campfire, you fucking skewer your marshmallow there, and it just doesn't fucking cook all the way around, and then it's black on the top, and it's like kind of a brownish caramel on the bottom, and then you go to melt the chocolate, and it's just in a puddle within seconds. S'mores are way better in theory than they are in practice, I find. At least out in the wild. If you're in, the campfire setting, it's kind of hard to, do it right. Can make them in the kitchen probably pretty easily, but that's cheating. So it's S'mores Day. Be lazy, eat s'mores. Anyways, quickly, just to a quick intro here that I don't want to spend too much time talking about this. Spent the whole time last show a couple weeks ago talking about the Buffalo Bills and training camp and all that. You guys don't want to be bored by that, but I did go to the training camp and it was awesome. A couple quick points when I was there. Everybody, including myself, as soon as I walked up, that was in the vicinity or walking by me, saw Kelvin Benjamin working out on the field or whatever, taking catches, and they were like, God damn, that guy is massive. He is huge. I think he's 6'5", and man, that's a big boy right there. And he looked sharp in practice. He made a bunch of fucking one-handed grabs, and yeah, he's the man. Also, Josh Allen, he's got a cannon. When you see that in person, that thing, he whips that thing. But of the three quarterbacks that I watched at training camp go through a lot of reps, being, of course, Peterman, McCarron, and Allen was for sure the roughest. He really makes his receivers go for the ball. He doesn't really deliver it right to them. And we saw a little bit of that in the preseason last night. The Bills played last night against the Carolina Panthers. They lost, I believe, 28-23 was the final. But they started off super well, and they actually played very well the entire game for first preseason game, swapping in and out, first, second, third units, whatever. Nathan Peterman had a great game, very solid. Josh Allen, inconsistent, but he showed some flashes that he could have the skill set we need to lead this team at quarterback, because it's still kind of up in the air. I thought Nathan Peterman would be the starter. I was correct. I think he's going to start week 1 of the regular season. I don't think Sean McDermott is going to shake his fucking roll his dice, whatever you want to say here, because he's got a solid poker face. He would not let anybody know what was going on with this quarterback thing, so I think he's going to stick to the plan. I think Peterman starts for the first regular season game. We'll see what happens throughout the rest of the preseason here. But quickly, preseason game last night, Kelvin Benjamin had the best celebration ever when he he did like a little Lambo leap kind of thing, jumped over the wall, and then he was just chilling in the lap of 3 Bills fans. That was great. And he had a little quick conversation with Cam Newton, Cam Newton tried to have a conversation with him before the game while they were stretching, warming up, about some disparaging remarks that Kelvin made about him after leaving the Panthers, saying that Cam Newton is inaccurate and not very smart or something like that, some kind of disparaging remarks, and Cam Newton wanted to squash it. He walked up, tried to shake his hand and say, hey, look, what's going on with that? Why did you put that out in the media? And KB13 wanted nothing to do with it. Didn't shake his hand. They had some words back and forth for about 30 seconds, and it just didn't seem like anything productive. Nothing was resolved. I think that's a beef right there. Legitimate beef in the NFL. But you love to see that the NFL is back First preseason game already. I couldn't believe it. I didn't even know we were playing last night until early in the... I was like, damn, we played tonight? I can't believe this. It's summer. It's football. Football in the summer? What's next? I don't know. Everyone should be watching soccer. Premier League kicks off today. That's the summer sport. Premier League kicks off today in England. MLS, Major League Soccer in America, is still kind of exciting, too. It's pretty bad, but you should watch that, too. Watch soccer until the actual football season. Jesus. It should only be in the fall. Anyways, I wanted to quickly cover a story. I said I needed things to bitch about, and s'mores just doesn't cut it. So I want to bitch about something else real quick. A story that I saw on Twitter I'm going to pull up. It is in the state of Maine, which is... I routinely forget is even a state or even part of the United States. I think a lot of people do. I think everyone just knows it's like the very highest one or whatever, the most northern point of the U.S. if you go to like the northern tip of Maine. Or maybe it's not. Who even knows? It's that state. But I saw an article shared on Twitter that had a picture of what looked like a homeless person holding a sign, a handwritten sign. And that is not out of the ordinary at all. That's what they do. If they panhandle or whatever, you hold a sign, we'll work for food, or whatever it says. Anything helps, stuff like that, and you want to get change, whatever. So I'm expecting it to be a story about homeless people, and instead it is a story about I'm going to try to pronounce this right, Sagadahoc County Sheriff's Department using tricky tactics to catch distracted drivers. That's actually what the article was about. It's about texting and driving, and they place an officer in plain clothes with a dumpy-looking t-shirt and a hat and this handwritten sign that actually says something to the effect of, hello, I am blah, blah, blah. It says like his officer name, and if you're reading this right now, you might get a ticket. Or if you're texting, right now, you're about to get a ticket. If you just read the sign, I guess you're good. But it says if you're texting right now, you're going to get a ticket. So they want to crack down on distracted driving, and this is their tricky tactic, right? How fucking dumb is this? How dumb is that? You want to cut into distracted driving so you create a distraction on the side of the road, and people want to read the sign. The text is very small, too. It's like written in fucking Sharpie. There's like 4 sentences on this little piece of cardboard. You would have to really be like straining your eyes trying to read this thing while you're driving. Forget the fucking texting. Now they're not looking in front of them in the road. Deputy fucking Zach Kinderlin. Kind of name is that? No disrespect to the Sagadahoc County Sheriff's Department. How do you even say that? Sagadahoc? I don't know. Look it up. It's in Maine. Nobody knows anything about Maine, really. Like I said. But I just think this is absolutely the dumbest thing ever. It's just one of many tricks, I guess, being done statewide to try to cut into distracted driving or whatever. The Maine Bureau of Highway Safety is behind all this, and of course the Sheriff's Department. They want to reduce the amount of distracted driving offenses and accidents. So they had this great idea to distract everybody while they're driving, with a stupid guy holding a sign that isn't asking for your change. He's asking, well, actually, he is asking for money from you because you're going to get a ticket. You might as well just have the sign say, hey, if you're reading this, hopefully you have like $85 spare in your account because you're about to get a ticket for fucking distracted driving. How fucking ridiculous. Deputy Zach Kinderlin, shame on you. He was just the deputy that's in the picture, but apparently they do this all the time throughout the state of Maine. Shame on you to the state of Maine. I think that is fucking so terrible. They gotta make tax revenue money however they can. You hate to see it. So that's what I wanted to bitch about today. And not really the worst thing in the world, because they do some worse shit than that. Fucking full-on entrapment around here anyway. Rochester Police Department, not naming any names. But anyway, how do you feel about that? Do you think it's causing more of a distraction for a guy to be on the side of the road holding a sign distracting you? Do you think it would actually help with the distracted driving? Is it a deterrent? How do you feel about the Buffalo Bills after the first preseason game? They looked very good. Consistent performance in a loss, but preseason doesn't mean anything, so losses and wins in the preseason, who fucking cares? They performed well. What do you think about the Buffalo Bills? Who's gonna start? Who's gonna play? Will Kelvin Benjamin and Cam Newton have a fist fight? Let me know on Twitter at allwnycorey if you want to weigh in on either of those topics, and we'll talk about it. Anyways, you can catch me again next Friday here on All Western New York Radio at 2 and 5, of course, and I thank you for joining me here again for Cory Comments On. Become a fan, be part of the show, be part of the experience. Hit me up on Twitter at allwnycorey. I hope everybody has a great Friday. Everybody take care. Love you. We'll see you in a week. Goodbye.